Okay, a question that I get from a ton of you is, where do I start if I want to start a podcast? And I love when answers are simpler than we expect them to be. So I want to tell you about a resource that's changed the game for us with our podcast, and that is Spotify for podcasters. If you want to start your own podcast, Spotify has a platform that makes it so easy. You upload your episodes and then Spotify actually distributes it everywhere onto all platforms and even helps you earn money so that it can be profitable for you and a blessing for you, your family, your people. Spotify for Podcasters lets you record and edit your podcast literally from your phone or your computer. So if you don't have a fancy setup, it's okay. You can immediately get started today. Then again, you distribute it to Spotify and everywhere else that podcasts are available. You can also do video podcasts, which sounds like a dream to me. And when you want to take conversations with your people to the next level, you can do Q&A and polls, all sorts of fun things. You can earn money with ads and podcast subscriptions, or you can just get started using what you've got for the good of others and the glory of God. Check out Spotify for Podcasters. I use it. I love it. I highly recommend it. Download the Spotify for Podcasters app. I have it on my phone, highly suggest, or go to spotify.com/podcasters to get started today. Hi, I'm Jess Connolly, and you are listening to the Go and Tell Gals podcast. We exist to equip and encourage kingdom women who are using their God-given gifts for the good of others and the glory of God. If you are a mom, a student, an artist, a doctor, we are hoping that this episode will leave you encouraged and ready to run. We're so glad you're here. Let's go. Emily, you know how your toxic trait is often your superpower?
Yeah.
You know how that is for everybody?
Yeah, I'd be curious what mine is then, but yeah.
Okay, let me tell you what ours is collectively.
Okay.
As a business. We are really good at catchphrases.
Yes.
And language. Like, you are the girl for the job, the good and the glory. Go and tell gals. God is mighty in you. Shame off you. These are phrases that lead people somewhere, and they become coined phrases in our heart. Now, the toxic side of this is that we speak in catchphrases, and a lot of times people don't know what we're saying.
Correct.
Yeah. So I want to talk about a few of those.
We'll just start letting people know what we say.
Let's just talk about it. One that just happened recently is, our team is going through so much transition. We've got gals on maternity leave. We're bringing new people in. And you and Liz and I started a small text thread because for a few weeks, it's just the three of us in the office. Mm-hmm. And then we start adding women back in as they come back from maternity leave. And was it you? I think it might have been Liz.
I think it was Liz.
Liz labeled our group text thread.
Yeah.
I don't know that I like anything more than a branded text thread.
Yeah. Oh, I want like a photo, and I want to name the group chat.
And then you like the color. You like a specific color too.
Yeah. It has to have a color. It has to feel right.
Okay. So Liz labeled the group text thread Spicy Summer Girls.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
I think so.
And my daughter, my 15-year-old daughter, saw my phone and she was like, "Oh, spicy. What are you guys doing?" And I was like, well, spicy means something else to us. Spicy to us means like we're walking in our God-given calling. We're awake and alive. We're speaking truth to ourselves. We're living free. And to you, it means we're getting into trouble. But we're not getting into trouble. We're getting into God trouble.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's like
kingdom trouble.
Yeah, kingdom trouble.
Yeah. Another phrase that often confuses people, I think, is our overabundance of the word breezy.
Yeah.
It means something to us, but maybe we say it so much, people are like, what do you mean? But we often say that we're not breezy. Here's the problem: is you are breezy.
I am very breezy.
You're fake, not breezy. You're feezy.
Yeah. I'm fake a lot of things, and it's breezy. And I'm actually real breezy. But that's because also I would say is because I'm the middle child
but I'm a middle child who's the least breezy person I've ever met.
Yeah, but there's 10 siblings. Like I wasn't allowed to be like, what's the opposite of breezy?
Fussy.
Oh, fussy. Oh, I'm not allowed to be fussy.
I'm a fussy girl.
Yeah.
So, and truly, I would not say the opposite of breezy is fussy. I would say breezy is like, I don't care. I don't care where we go. No worries. No big deal. And to that degree, you do care. You can access desire and care about your life.
But actually, I genuinely don't.
This is true. You don't.
You don't care
when people go to dinner.
I don't care when we go to dinner. And I'm like, there are sometimes if I actually do care, I will say that I care. But other times I'm just kind of like, it doesn't matter to me. And not that it's a bad thing. It's like, have a great idea. And I'm so happy. And it's also like, oh, if we want to go to this person's house versus this house, or we want to go to this place and this, I'm like, you tell me because you seem a little bit more, you care a little bit more about this. And I've just always felt like I can handle my disappointment better than other people, maybe.
I also feel like I would rather handle my disappointment than your disappointment.
Yeah. I'd rather know that like I'm sacrificing a little bit for you.
This is really going to quickly turn into a conversation about what's wrong with women.
Yeah. Well, okay. No, I just feel better about it.
Yes. I'm just saying we say breezy a lot and maybe we should unpack what we mean, but we don't really know.
Well, we also say be in a bonnet.
I thought about that. I've got to be in my bonnet.
And I had never heard that. I heard it a couple times in high school and I was like, I don't know what you're saying to me, but you do say it a lot. And like people notice we have bees a lot of places. I have like a bee earring. We have bee earrings. We all have bee
earrings. Yeah.
So I feel like you should just harp on that. That's a team thing.
Yeah. Also, I just think when you're with people a lot, you get stuck on phrases. Actually, just today you called me out about a new one. Because I've started saying, I know just enough to get in trouble, or I know just enough to be obnoxious. And I've started saying it about everything.
Yeah.
I know just enough about graphic design to really bother somebody.
Yeah.
I know just enough about
coding to be annoying.
I said, I know just enough about internet coding I can't remember.
To break something?
To break it. I don't know.
But not fix.
But this happens when you hang out with people and you have language. So why I'm telling you this is because we have a new one.
Mm-hmm.
And
Welcome.
You and I we knew this is going to be an interesting summer. We're in such a wild season of transition. Nothing is the way. Actually, last week you said everything is awry.
Everything's awry.
Everything's awry. Like we're downsizing our office. We've got gals on maternity leave. We're working different hours. We've changed our meeting dates. Like everything's just a little bit off to the left.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing's broken. It's just all a little off to the left. So I pitched to you a few weeks ago. I was like, listen, it's going to be a weird summer.
Mm-hmm.
What if we don't just get through this thing, but we grow through this summer? What if you and I declare it whole woman summer and we end this summer like more whole, more vibrant, more awake, more alive than we went into it? But I don't even want to start using that phrase without unpacking what that means, because you might be like, whole woman summer. What? Also, do you guys have to brand everything? If you're asking that, the question is you're right, but also so are we. Yes. Everything works better with a little catchphrase. So before we pop in, I want to just ask, what does whole woman summer mean to you? Because I really didn't have to pitch it hard to you.
No, you didn't. So it's really funny because Jess actually texted me. I'm pretty sure this was like a Saturday morning thing.
Yeah.
And I was on a run and I had just finished. I'm just done training for my half marathon and like taking a break, but I was talking about being really tired of running.
Yeah.
And like being done. And so Jess is like, how do you feel about this like whole woman summer? And immediately I think I responded like, I'm on a run. Let me think about it. Yeah. And I finished my run and I was like, I'm ready. And so to me, even in terms of running, like, and even in terms of like the way I move my body, like I really enjoy working out and more so than ever, but I like hit this wall of like, I don't really want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
So I was talking about how like, to me, like this, like a whole woman summer is like time that like I get to like, it's what we like, I mean, it's practicing what we preach, you know, of like,
you're right,
moving into this space of worship. And a big thing for me, overarching in everything that I say that I want to do or want to feel, is moving from like the have tos to the get tos.
This is it.
Yeah. And like we talk about it a lot. And there was so many things that I create a lot. I'm an artist and I read, I run, I do all of these. I say that I'm a full-time hobbyist. That's like, actually, I don't have a full-time job because I have too many hobbies. I don't have time for my job. That's not true.
You are a very faithful worker.
Yes, but it's like a funny joke because it's just like another new thing.
Yeah.
But then I get caught up in this space of like, I have to. And I like suck the joy out of that space. So, and Jess talked to me and was like, what does this mean for you? And so I think like in multiple aspects of my life, it means it's like bringing the joy back into everything and the like get tos. And it's like, I get to run and like, I enjoy it. And why do it? Like, it makes me feel so whole. And I get to go to the gym and I get to get stronger. And like, I get to dive in with my community and like build these relationships and care about them and foster them, not because I have to out of obligation, but because I want to.
So good.
That's to me.
Okay, here's the deal. I want everybody to take a deep breath and inhale, exhale, and we're going to come back and we're going to talk about having a whole woman summer and what that means to us. Guess who's back? Back again. It's the Summer to Thrive guide. We've been putting out this PDF guide for women to walk through and process how they intentionally want to feel after their summers are over, what they want to accomplish, what memories they want to capture, what they want to do, how they want to rest. We've been putting it out for years and years and years. And this year, hard left turn, it's free. We're giving it away for free. We love you. We bless you. We want to just send you to process all of this information, helping you think through your margin, your spiritual disciplines, your personal obligations that need to keep happening during the summer. We want to help you make a strategy, embrace the transition, embrace the fun, embrace a little analog time. And this entire guide is yours for free. You can find it at the link in our show notes or at goandtellgals.com or anywhere on our social media. It's time to thrive this summer. Okay, so you've already just heard about Summer to Thrive. Hopefully you didn't fast forward past that. If you did, you need to go back and listen to what we just shared about Summer to Thrive. But I want to just say in general, we talked about your superpower and your toxic trait. This is my superpower. And by that, I mean approaching a season and cultivating it into what I need it to be.
100% your superpower.
Yeah. So if you told me, hey, okay, one of your kids is going to be in the hospital for the next 10 months, you're going to be staying there with them. What I would immediately do as soon as I had the space, number one, I would grieve and mourn and try to, get my soul together. And then I would make a plan. Okay, how can we do this and be as awake and alive and not just survive this? It's like what my brain needs to do. I need to cultivate something to make sure there's as much health and freedom as possible. And so a few years ago, I started doing this with my summer. And the reason why, if you've heard any of the story, we made the Summer to Thrive guide because I hated summer. I hated it year after year after year. I hated it for a couple of different reasons. The number one reason I hated it is because I had extreme body image issues. The number two reason why I hated it is because all of the normal rhythms went out the door for me as a mom with small kids. And then I would say the number three reason I hated it is because it just felt like, again, what you just said, everything was awry. Everything was a little bit to the left. Community was slower, or like there were more people hanging out, but there were more people out of town. And sometimes it felt like everything was different. And sometimes it felt like everything was the same in my life and everything was different for everybody else. I'm home and everybody else is on vacation. And so I made the Summer to Thrive guide, and year after year after year, we kept cultivating it and growing it and shifting it. We put it out again this year, and this year it's free. But I really share all of that to say this idea for you and me, Whole Woman Summer, anybody that wants to join us in it is welcome to it. But it's, for me, I would say it's my personalized plan that I'm making after utilizing Summer to Thrive, after utilizing these questions. And it took me kind of coaching myself through this Summer to Thrive process over and over and over again. And again, this year to be able to ask, like, what do I want out of this season? And what do I need out of this season? And how can I get there? So the plot twist about Summer to Thrive this year is that we are not selling it. We are going into such low power mode as a business that we were like, we don't even have the margin to sell this. and make a whole fuss out of it. And so instead we said, we're just going to give it away for free. We're going to give it away for free to everyone because we love you guys and we want this summer to feel as chill as possible for us. We've sold it every other year. It is freshly updated. It's got new, fun, beautiful design. It's fresh for 2023 and you just get it for free, which obviously you can see at the link in the show notes. But now we want to tell you a little bit about Whole Woman Summer, which is our iteration of how we're going to thrive this summer. So, when I sent you that text, I'm going to ask you a vulnerable question.
Okay.
Did you tell me later you cried a little bit?
Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me.
I think you told me later, like, I cried a little bit, I'm in, or something.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay.
Because like we said, it's like, one, I want to harp on the fact that this is your superpower because I sent Jess a paragraph text and she responds with a PDF plan of phases and like her different, like everything broken down. And I was like, oh man, do I need to fix this? And then I was like, no, that's not for me.
No.
So again, like two people can be completely different and still have the same goals or still different goals or personal goals.
Yes.
But yeah, I would say it was just one of those spaces where you can like shed or whatever you want to
thread
off a lot of this like expectation of summer.
Yeah.
And I think like the low power mode like sounds really nice, but also I am one that's like, I don't really know what that means because I don't do that. And I was just talking about this with Liz earlier was like, I am to a fault very accommodating and like, we can say it maybe spontaneous of like, even if I have an idea of what I want to do for the day, like the right person texts me like, do you want to do this? I like will cancel everything that I was supposed to do and like go do.
Okay. Well, I think the really important question is, am I the right person?
What do you
Am I the one you cancel or am I the one you cancel everything for?
No, I would cancel everything for you. It's just the like,
if you guys don't think I'm going to put that to the test, you don't know me well enough.
Test me. Well, a big thing too for me that's hard in just like year round is two of my sisters don't work a 9 to 5 Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
So on Tuesday when they're off and I'm home working from home and they're like, hey, I'm going to go to the beach. I'm like, I'm working tonight then.
100%.
I'm going to go to the beach with you.
Yeah.
So it is really interesting and we should probably strategize what that means too of like creating margin where we can still have the flexibility of our like summers and like what we want to do while also like holding strong with things that like make us feel whole.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, well, I went through the Summer to Thrive guide. I'm not going to take you through it because it's free. You do not have to buy it. Go to the link.
Just download it.
In the show notes, download it, and you go through it. But I want to tell you, after me going through it and coaching myself, here's what I came up for my Whole Woman Summer. Copyright. It's not copyright. Copyrighted. Copywrote? I'm not sure.
We'll just say trademark.
Copywritten?
Yeah, there you
Trademarked is the word we're looking for. Here's what I came up with for my 3 phases. I did immediately text you the PDF.
She did.
But I said, this is not for you. I just wanted you to bear witness to what's going to work for me.
Yeah.
So I'm going in 3 different phases. Maybe it's going to be like May, June, and July. Because for me, kind of August is like, it's fall. I need to be ready.
Yeah. And you have kids and they're starting school and we start school so early.
Yeah. So most of May is phase 1 and I'm calling it curiosity. Here is my main question in curiosity. Does this make me feel more whole? And I'm going to be asking that of a lot of things in my life. Does this make me feel more whole? Does makeup make me feel more whole? Does fiction reading make me feel more whole? I'm going to be trying things.
Okay.
Is this
like that.
What happens if I stop wearing makeup for a week? What happens if I get dressed every day? What happens if I stretch before I have my quiet time? What happens if I shower in the morning instead of the night? That will not work. I know right now. I don't need to be curious.
It doesn't make you more whole. You already know the answer. I got your answer.
So, but basically what I'm saying is I'm just playing around with stuff. I'm just seeing what works, what sticks, what makes me feel the most alive. I want to give a tiny asterisk here because I think a lot of times when we want to shift something in our life or we want to change or we want to move into a new season, immediately we look at all the things that
we want to stop doing or start doing. And I've found that without like a really good why or passion behind that, nothing sticks. Mm-hmm. So for me, the curiosity is most important, because then I know that any shift I make in my life is going to be from a place of value and vision and truly desire and proof. So my phase 1 is curiosity. Does this make me feel more whole? My phase 2, release. And this is where I'm going to break ties with broken cisterns. So old habits or patterns or rhythms that are no longer serving me. And I'm using the phrase broken cisterns here from Jeremiah 2, where the Lord tells us, like, you constantly try to fill yourself with broken cisterns instead of living water, or you constantly try to fill your broken cisterns instead of getting living water. And so I'm kind of butchering that verse.
You may look it up right now?
No, it's okay. Just go to Jeremiah 2, because Jeremiah is a better communicator at this. I want to break ties with those like parts of my life that I'm trying to use to fill me up or to make me feel more whole that are not working. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be a time of releasing and getting those things out of my life. And then phase 3 is restore. And this is where I want to put in rhythms that will set me up well for the fall. For us in particular, the way our business works and the way our life works, fall is crazy. Mm-hmm. It is wild. After about the first few weeks of fall, I usually end up like, I just know this about myself. Like, I usually just feel a little bit like I've gotten beaten up. Like, getting back into rhythms, getting kids back into school, starting to travel again. Like, work is picking up. For us, we're moving into our coaching certification season, which is like all hands on deck. We're training and leading these other coaches, and it can feel really exhausting. And so for me this summer, I don't want to be like, forget about it. Fall's never happening. Like, it's fine. Let's live free and wild and don't think about it. Instead, I want to really rest, and I want to really enjoy this low power mode summer that we have, where everything's just a little to the left. But I also want to input rhythms that are going to help set me up to run well in the fall. So those are really my big 3 phases. I have lots of little things that I'm excited about playing around with. Running, not running. Like I said, wearing makeup, not wearing makeup. Let me look at my list. Let me pull up my PDF.
I love your list. I love your list. Looking at our list sometimes makes you be like, should I go make a list?
Well, if you want to, Summer to Thrive is going to help you get there. I'm getting back into journaling. I'm being curious about taking more pictures, because I feel like that's part of like it's a really healthy rhythm for me to just enjoy life and pay attention. But I also am releasing technology in some other ways. Oh, I'm doing lots of work with my labs and my health labs, which I'm going to put out a podcast about this in the fall.
Yes, she is.
I'm going to be getting really curious and intentional about my sleep again. I'm paying attention to anything in my life that feels like a vice, playing around with some contentment things of not buying things, etc., living simple and free, gratitude practices, etc., etc., etc. So yeah, that's my whole woman summer. Will you talk about yours? Go for it.
That sounded ominous.
Yeah,
I will. Well, I'm laughing because I'm sitting here being like, I'm not ready.
It's okay. You don't.
No.
Yeah.
In terms of, I think again, my overarching thing is like putting away a lot of my like expectations. My sister was like, Em is so hot or cold. And so either I'm like obsessed with something and I dive in and it becomes like a little part of my personality. Mm-hmm. And other spaces, like I'm just kind of like, man, I gave up on it. And so, or some would call it phasic. That's another term I use a lot. I didn't know people don't know what that is.
Wait, I don't know what that is.
Phasic, like you change phases a lot.
PHASSIC.
I have no idea how to spell it. A phase and then ick. Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about being phasic. And then can we make like a tiny prediction? Like that, I'm not calling this a prophetic moment.
Okay.
But I am calling it a prophetic moment.
Okay, great.
I do think you're phasic.
100%.
I also think I'm very phasic.
You are too.
And today we were definitely talking about a new phase for me.
Your element phase.
Which is it's not just the element. It's any electrolyte powder that you put in water. I'm hooked.
Well, let's actually say what is everyone saying? The bio, hot. Everyone's like so into the hot and cold, the sauna, and then dipping in.
Me too, by the way.
No, I know. I'm telling you, Jess is more phasic than me.
I'm super phasic about health right now.
Phasic, you're welcome. That's a great word.
Phasic. It's like let me just tell you, I'll paint the picture for you.
Okay.
I don't just like think about maybe I want to like play tennis. Like,
no.
I get the gear.
You got the gear and you got a tennis coach.
Yes, I like play tennis.
Yeah.
I don't do anything halfway if I want to do it. And so again, like if I say I'm running, it's because I'm going to train. Well, and the best thing was I was actually training for a marathon. And then I was like, this is actually isn't good for my body. I'm going to do a half. Still did a half.
Which was so wise.
But anyway, I do jump in and I like, oh, I'm a tennis girl now. It's a joke, but like, that's how I am. Like,
okay, but back to my prophetic moment.
Yeah, I need to hear it.
I'm just telling you right now, if you listen to this podcast in the fall and I am doing an ad for some kind of electrolyte addition to water, 100%. It is not disingenuous. I am obsessed with them.
Yeah.
It's all I can think about and talk about. A month ago, I was like, are those like real? Is this a scam? Everybody's putting these powders in their water. And now I can't stop it. I just told you I had to make room on my kitchen counter for all my collection because I use so many different ones.
That's the phase. Yeah. I will say I started using them too because I felt like it was going to restore my body in terms of running. But that's what my whole summer looks like. I am changing around my schedule for when I work out. I'm really an afternoon person who likes to work out. But I think it'll be I want afternoons free because I'm going to enjoy that time and have that margin.
Yeah.
So, and I love evenings at the beach for so long. Like I love when you go there at like 3 and then it's 9 p.m. and you're like, where did the day go? I know where it went. It was here. It's amazing. And I already will have worked out in the morning. So, and enjoying that, running very casually, like really like building up like strength. And I need to stretch. I don't need. I'm going to. Okay. It's going to be like so life-giving. I'm the most flexible. Oh, see, new thing. I'm the most flexible. Yes, that's going to be me. But just like in terms of how I move my body and then, like I have 3 sisters that live here and like spending time. I have brothers here too, but I'm very close to my sisters and just spending time with them. I think knowing like not necessarily saying no a lot more, but saying like really good yeses is going to be just like life-giving. And I want to like, again, look at my schedule and have a loose schedule of like my Friday mornings will be reserved for me at the beach and anyone can join, like that kind of idea.
Yep.
And that's just going to be so life-giving for me. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
So this is what we're in, Whole Woman Summer. Now, how did we determine all of this? We went through Summer to Thrive. Do you need to buy it? No, it's free. Just get it for free at the link in the show notes. We want you to have it. Let's talk through a little bit about what the gals are going to find in Summer to Thrive. So it's a 29-page PDF. Mm-hmm. It's a 29-page PDF that you work through at your own time. And it's going to basically give you a bunch of different prompts. It's gonna help you think through like what are your struggles this summer? Where are the tensions for you? What are the promises God's giving you? What are the memories you've made in the past that you want to make in the future? It's gonna help you think through, do you struggle more with structure or do you struggle more with like fun and spontaneity? It's going to help you list the get-tos, the things that need to be on your plate, the obligations, or the things that like you absolutely can't stop doing. It's going to help you think through creating margin and spiritual disciplines in this season. Essentially, it's just going to walk you through every part of your life to help you decide what it will look like for you to thrive this summer. And if you end up walking all the way through it and decide you're having a whole woman summer, then you just hop on the bandwagon with us. We want you to join.
You're invited. We want to know what you're doing.
This is not actually trademarked.
No, please take it away and run. But we want to know what your take on Whole Woman Summer is, because our favorite thing is just like how different everybody is.
Yeah.
And like what that could look like for you.
Yeah. So good. Okay. I want to ask one last question, Em. What are you most looking forward to this summer?
It's a great question. Honestly, I just like I said, I live for like spending time at the beach. I feel like very calm, and I don't think I've like taken enough time even in like the winter months and fall to go. And I just really feel super like rested there. And that's what I'm traveling, I'm doing fun things like, but I just think I'm like, I'm so excited for like the day to day of like being here, going to the beach, spending time with some family. Yeah. What about you?
I love that.
What am I most excited about this summer? I have a very heavy travel summer, which I think is like a thing in my life. I think that was last summer too.
It was.
And it's this summer again. Well, also, last summer I was out of my house, which was crazy.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that.
So I'm not that this summer, but I think I'm in my house like 10 days in June.
Yeah.
And I think I'm like 13 days in July. It's a pretty heavy travel summer with work and with fun and like family and work. It's a mix. Last summer, if you were around on the podcast, I talked a lot about that. And I talked a lot about feeling really insecure and really actually terrified is probably a better word. And it just dawned on me like how much God's grown me because I'm so excited. And it's interesting, like after doing Summer to Thrive year after year after year, God has really grown me from being a person who hates transition and change to somebody who can embrace it for a season and find beauty in it.
Yeah, that's so good.
So I'm so really excited about like every day is going to feel different. Every minute's going to feel different. But I have to give a special shout out to like, I'm really excited about the babies this summer.
Yeah.
Most of my people just have babies. Hensley on our team had beautiful baby wells about a month ago now, maybe 6 weeks ago.
6 weeks ago now. I think like maybe like 7 right now, but yeah.
Love. And Anna, our director of Go and Tell Gals, had beautiful baby Hampton last week. And I got to go hold her and meet her yesterday. And then my best friend Kristen is having a baby tomorrow. By the time this airs, her baby will be here.
That's insane.
So I'm just excited to support all my friends in this season of motherhood. It feels like such a win. And I get to hold babies and hopefully help them take some showers and get some naps.
Yeah. So good.
Who's sad about holding a baby? Not me.
No.
Okay, guys, we love you. Get Summer to Thrive guide. It's free. It's at the link in the show notes. You can find it anywhere. You can find it all over our social media. We love you. We bless you. Join us in Whole Woman Summer, and we want to hear how it goes for you. Let's go. Thanks for joining us for today's podcast episode. If you have a minute, we would be so blessed if you would take a minute to leave a review wherever you've listened to this podcast. You're also welcome and encouraged to share this on Instagram, Facebook, wherever you use social media. We'd also love to hear from you. DM us on Instagram or send us a message on Facebook, shoot us an email. We love to connect with you to hear how we can encourage you and further equip you. God is mighty in you. Let's keep going.